These 10 YouTube myths are keeping thousands of smart, creative people stuck on the sidelines, especially those over the age of 40. Kinda. Do you still think you're too late or too old or too unknown to grow on YouTube? Well, let's bust these myths wide open so you can finally hit record with confidence. Let's get at it. Myths, myths. So here they are. 10 myths. Yeah. 10 of these or so that we need to debunk right away. Let's get going. You need fancy gear to start. The myth is that you need a DSLR. That's a camera. It costs a lot of money. And you need lights and you need a studio setup to succeed. And the reality is viewers care more about your content and clarity and value more than production perfection. Now, the more you do it, the better you'll get at production. Don't shoot for perfection. Just shoot for a little better production every time you get going. So show basic setups and use your phone, use a semi-inexpensive webcam if you need to, or just use your phone as the camera, and that's okay. And start to build trust with your people because of your content. You don't need fancy gear to start. You might want some later on. Clearly, I did. And that's another problem altogether. I have gear acquisition syndrome, or better known as GAS. So you don't need fancy gear to start. Number 2, you have to go viral to grow. Well, the myth is only viral videos build a channel. And what is viral? A bunch of people watch it in a very short period of time. That's the real simple answer. But the reality is steady growth comes from consistent, valuable, searchable content. You got that? Consistent, valuable, searchable. Does going viral help? Yes, of course it helps, but it's not necessary. There's some very successful channels out there that have never had a viral video, but they are consistent. They give valuable content. People care about valuable content. I'm hoping this is valuable for you. Number 8, the algorithm hates small channels. No, it doesn't. The myth is that the algorithm ignores new creators. Well, no, it doesn't. It promotes content that gets good clicks and watch time. Size doesn't matter. The big thing about YouTube videos is if you get content that people press the like button, subscribe to, and make comments on, those are the ones that grow. Those are the ones that get more views. That's what YouTube is looking for. They're looking for interaction from the watcher, and that's important. It promotes content, watch time. One of the big things is watch time. Like if you just watched the first 30 seconds of this and went away, well, that's a bummer on me, I guess. But let's just, go with the idea that the algorithm is not against you. It just isn't. What you're looking for, and don't use clickbait and all that kind of stuff. Just improve what you're doing and give valuable content. People will come back. And it's not if you build it, they will come kind of a thing. It's you will build it and make it valuable to them, and they'll come. Next, you need to post every day. That sounds like Facebook or Instagram or some of those things, but you don't need to post every day. You don't need to do a new video every day. You don't need to do that. You need to, that's the myth. Daily uploads are required. No, what's required, the reality is quality and consistency beat frequency. Let me say that again. Reality is quality and consistency beats frequently. So just if you do one strong weekly video and just get better than the week before, that's good. If you try and put one up every day or 3 a week or 5 a week to start, you might just burn out. And if you don't love it, you'll burn out quicker. I really love it. I love making the videos, doing the production, doing the editing. I love that kind of stuff. I just love doing this. And so it's going to take longer for me to burn out, but I'm pacing myself so that I don't burn out. That's kind of the idea. Next, thumbnails and titles don't matter for small channel. That's the myth. That's a myth. Thumbnails are crucial for clicks. It's like you walk by a store and they've got the stuff in the window. It's the stuff in the window that catches your eye and makes you want to walk into the store. That's your thumbnail, and that's your title. The thumbnail and the title should not be the same words. The thumbnail catches your eye. The title tells you what's going on. Thumbnails are crucial for clicks, especially for small creators. So work at getting good at thumbnails. There's some that are really simple and are real easy, and they work for that particular channel. And there's others that something else will work for another for their channel, and they're different. So actually look at people's thumbnails and see what catches your eye. And if it catches your eye, will it catch somebody else's eye? That's kind of how it works. Next, you should wait until you're confident. You know how many times I've stumbled through this video? You don't want to go back and count them, do you? Because maybe I'll edit a few out, maybe I won't. But you should wait. You should wait until you're confident. The myth is don't start until you feel ready. No. Okay? It's not feel good and then do it. It's do it and then feel good. Confidence comes from doing it. Confidence comes from creating. Confidence comes from doing it, messing it up, doing it again, doing it a little bit better. It's okay to have awkward beginnings. It's okay. It'll encourage others. I mean, I don't put every flaw in the world out there. Some things you might have to do a little bit of editing for. Sometimes I stumble. That wasn't planned. Sometimes I stumble over my own tongue. I promise you, that was not planned. Sometimes you stumble over your own tongue, and that's okay. You know, you should wait until you're more confident. You get confident by doing it. You can't compete with a saturated niche. Niche. Like I use Filmora and I use Ecamm, and there's tons of channels out there that teach Filmora, and there's tons of channels that teach Ecamm, which is the software that I use for making these videos. I can't compete with those. Well, I could say that, but there could be 10 people that teach you how to row a boat, and you just connect. You just feel good about watching the one. For some reason, you connect with that person. Your unique voice and experience, that's your edge. That's what you want. You need to be an expert to teach. You need to be a guru. You need to be the best in the world. Only pros can teach. That's a myth. The reality is, if you're a first grader, the best teacher for a first grader in first grade, you know who the best teacher is? Not a professor. The best teacher of a first grader is a third grader. It helps them, and it helps the first grader. Beginners prefer relatable guides who are just a few steps ahead. And I'm just a few steps ahead if you're listening to this. I'm just a few steps ahead of a lot of people, and I may be a ton of steps behind of a lot of other people. But I'm not speaking to them. I'm speaking to the people that are just a few steps behind me and are just wanting to get started. Beginners prefer relatable guides who are just a few steps ahead. If a video flops, it's a fail. It's a failure. It's a bomb. It sucks. Low views means bad videos. Well, people put up videos and they may not take off for a day, a week, a month, several months. And all of a sudden it becomes popular and more people are watching that video that you made 3 months ago that nobody watched, but now they're watching it. So the reality is many videos pick up traction weeks or even months later. You can revisit and refresh your old videos. Don't delete them. Leave them on there because some people will watch it a year down the road. I'm watching stuff from a year ago and I'm thinking, is this out of date? And it's not really. It's not really. So if you put out a video and it flops and it doesn't get any views, you leave it up and you move on to the next one, but you leave it up. You leave it up because people will be looking for it and they'll watch it eventually. And number one, you're just too old to start. Really mature voices are in demand for their authenticity and their wisdom. Pretty wise. I'm too old? Yeah, let's not go into the age thing again, okay? I'm not too old to start because obviously I've started. And just because there's 10, why wouldn't there be one more myth? The bonus, you have to figure everything out before you start. That's a myth. The myth is I need a full plan. I need branding. I need a logo. I need letterhead. I need business. No, you don't. You don't need business cards for YouTube. Please, you don't need a full plan. Now, I admit that I'm I'm a habitual planner. I love planning stuff out days, weeks, months in advance. I love planning those things out. But the problem is I rarely get my plan going. I'm too busy planning to start doing. This video I decided to do about 4 hours ago. And I said, that's going to be a good video. I've got the time. Why don't I just go ahead and do it? So what am I doing? I'm doing it. The myth, you need a full plan with branding and everything. You'll figure that out as time goes on. YouTube is a learn as you go platform. I like that. It's a learn as you go platform. I'm going to learn as I go. That's what I'm doing. That's what I encourage you to do. By the way, my name is Bill. Be sure and like, subscribe. I would appreciate that. Leave a comment, and in the comments, tell me what you would like me to do a video on next with regard to YouTube, a channel, the growth, what stuff you may need, how to do it. I use Filmora. I use Ecamm. I'm on the Mac platform, but even if you're on a PC, there's all kinds of ways to do it there too, because obviously people are doing it regardless of what they're using for their hardware. So apart from that, what's stopping you? Don't let these myths be a stumbling block to you starting your own YouTube channel. Myths, myths, myths.